Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, this is our sixth unit, and our today's topic is hydrosphere and water cycle. Hydrosphere, it's basically, hydro means water, so it's basically that part of the earth which contains water, or you can say hydrosphere is the total amount of water on the planet. Hydrosphere includes water that's present on the surface of the earth, that's present underground, or that's present in the air. So Earth's hydrosphere can be liquid, it can be in the form of vapor, or it can be present in the form of ice. On Earth, liquid water exists in the form of oceans, lakes, rivers, etc. It also exists below ground as groundwater in wells, in aquifers. Water vapor, as you already know, is visible as clouds and fog. The frozen part of the Earth's hydrosphere is made of ice. Ice is in the form of glaciers, ice caps, icebergs. The frozen part of the hydrosphere, is called as cryosphere. So how is this water distributed on the Earth's surface? The distribution of this water is, it's extremely uneven. That means, like, out of this, like, the total water that's present on land, we have only 3% of water that's fresh. All right, the remaining 97% is saline, or it is salty, or you can say remaining 97% of the water is, present in the oceans. So out of this 3% fresh water, 69% is in the form of glaciers, 30% is underground, and less than 1% of this water is located in lakes, rivers, and swamps. Or in other words, we can say, like, just 1% of the water on the earth's surface is usable by humans. So we have only 1% of the water that can be used or that we can use, and the remaining 99% of the water is unusable. Like 99% of the unusable quantity is situated underground. So coming to the water cycle is basically the, it's also called as hydrological cycle. So basically hydrological cycle is the continuous movement of water from the earth's surface. Like, it's the movement of water from the earth's surface to the atmosphere, and then, back to the ground. This water cycle is a continuous process, so it does not have a starting or end point. So what happens is, basically, water that's present in oceans, lakes, rivers, it evaporates. That process called as evaporation, and transpiration takes place. So what happens is, when these water vapors reach the atmosphere, then clouds are formed, and what happens afterwards, condensation takes place. Condensation is a process by which water changes its form from gas or vapor to liquid. So what happens after condensation? This water comes down on the surface of earth in the form of precipitation. So precipitation is basically, rain, snow, hail, etc. So in the form of precipitation, this water comes down on the surface, and in the form of runoff, it again reaches lakes, rivers, oceans, and some part of the water is absorbed by the soil. That's called as infiltration. So this water again reaches the water bodies, and again this evaporation takes place, then condensation, then precipitation. So this whole, process is continuous, and it is cyclic in, manner. That's why it's called as a water cycle. So basically, four stages are involved in water cycle. First is evaporation and transpiration. Evaporation is, or you already know, evaporation is the process, by which water changes its form from liquid to vapors. Sun's energy heats up the water that's present in lakes, oceans, rivers, and subsequently increases the temperature of water. Then what happens? Some of the water evaporates, and vapors are formed that, reach the air. The rising air currents take the vapor up in the sky. Simultaneously, plants and trees also lose water. That's called as transpiration. So that water is also, converted into vapors and finally reach the atmosphere. Second stage in the water cycle is condensation. Condensation is when these vapors, reach, or rise high in the atmosphere. The cooler temperature, makes them cool down and turn back into liquid, and clouds are formed, Then what happens is precipitation takes place. Precipitation basically means like when wind moments cause the cloud particles to collide. These cloud particles collide with each other. As they become water laden, they develop into rain bearing clouds, and then finally they fall back on the earth's surface, and this process is known as precipitation. And this precipitation can be in the form of rain, hail, snow, etc. Then finally this precipitation, it goes as runoff. That means it will flow and it will reach the water bodies again, and some of the water will infiltrate or will be absorbed by the soil, so that's called as infiltration. So this is the complete water cycle and the stage that are involved in the water cycle. Now a video will follow. With that video you'll be able to understand the whole water cycle. Please just stay tuned.